Hello YouTube, this is Frank and this is October 31st, 2025 and this is my 97th video and my 27th topical video, and the topic is that Texas flood on July the 4th, and I will be defending the National Weather Service in this video. I've got a reference to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The Texas Senate hearings on July the 23rd and July the 31st, they have a lot of firsthand testimony, and I used a lot of that in my reference. Let's look at some NOAA Fortran source code for those weather models, and just to give a quick overview, July the 3rd, that's midnight right here. On July the 4th, there was a lot of rain and it had a flood. And here's a simple map: the North Fork and the South Fork. Hunt is right there when the North and the South Fork come together. Camp Mystic, it's about 6 miles from Hunt, and Hunt is about 10 miles from Kerrville. Now, I want you to keep in mind the 5 to 7 inches. I've referenced that several times from the National Weather Service, and we'll calculate stage at Hunt, and there's Hunt right here. That was that big flood out there. Now, I'm going to take my board down, and I'll show you what I got. Let's see. Let's see now. 27 video. I have no financial, employment, personal, or family relationship with any brand or product. I purchase everything in my videos with my money. I'm retired. I put it around. AI was not used in this video. There are no AI generated images or text in my video. Summary. Yeah, there were 119 people, including 39 children, were killed in Kerr County. And I'll just show a quick satellite video from July the 4th, 3rd and 4th, the National Weather Service discussions. Now the National Service, they run an ensemble of models, and we'll just look at some of the source code for those weather models. If you've never seen the source code of those models, it may be worthwhile to look at that. And we'll look at the lag time in the South Fork and estimate stage from 7 inches of rain. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, I'm not trying to be funny or try to make a joke, but I was reading some of the archive publications, and they have a publication. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was a 1974 film, and the publication that I'm talking about is this publication right here. That was one of the floods they had down there in Texas, Central Texas. Let me get back to my notes. And let's see. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a low budget slasher movie, but the people ignore the warnings and find themselves in Leatherface's house. I've watched several of those Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. But anyway, it was filmed in the Austin area. The hill country is known for flash floods, especially at night. And now it seems to me that the people out there in Central Texas are actively maintaining a potential flash flood massacre, and it's kind of predicted in that publication right there. Now I'm going to show you that page where I kind of got that idea from, page 108. Oops. 108. And I'm going to scroll down. See right here? Killer from the Hills. That was in this publication was in 1978, 79. That's when those Texas Chainsaw Massacre films were coming out there. And I want you to make sure, I mean, look, yeah, let's see now. It's remarkable that no more people died. It's possible, given another identical situation, it could kill 100 or more people. Now that's kind of what kind of, you know, those people out there in Texas, they kind of made it come true, is what I'm saying. See right here, 110 people killed in Texas. They were maintaining that potential flash flood massacre, and it kind of got them. References, Google for Kerr County flood, Texas Public Radio, they've got a number of articles. The Texas Senate streaming video player, they've got a number. That's where the first-hand the testimony. There's a number of articles, a number of publications. That's the one that I'm looking at right here. That disasters, flash floods, Jada Floyd lawsuit, and there are a number of other publications. I will be referring to this one a good bit. That 2019 publication. I use digraphs to display my graphs. It's an interactive graphing package that runs in a browser. Now, when that flash flood happened, I went ahead and plotted the graphs from Kerr County, and I could not make sense of my graphs and the news from Kerr County. And I did save the National Weather Service discussion. Now keep this in mind: the 5 to 7 inches of rain possible, unseasonably moist precipitable water near a daily record high. Let's see. Now there's they had the Texas Senate had 2 joint hearings for those floods, and those hearings were 12 hours. That video is 12 hours long. Betancourt, he mentions that the gauges and devices were not installed. Says the Kerr County decisions were pathetic. I'm going to expand on it. Perry interrupts. Probably wrong decision in Kerr County. Local management, emergency managers not timely engaged. And then they had another hearing that Kendall County, they were monitoring the situation, and those guys, Moody, he compares Kendall County with Kerr County and mentions both of those counties had the same data available, but they had different reactions. In Kendall County, the Kendall County people, emergency management people, they personally had a conversation with those the Texas Department of Emergency Management, and when they were, it might be. Hey, if you want to see some reaction here, look at about 2 hours and 30 minutes or so when this is going on, and the Kerr County panel turns around and looks at Stolarczyk, and because I don't think they were kind of, I mean, Kendall County was monitoring the situation, and Kerr County wasn't. Now, if you don't want to watch the rest of the video, I'll just show you my graphs. So I'll show you what I got. Let me pause this right here. Let me kind of show you what I got. Let's see if I can pull this up here. The National Weather Service discussion. Now, this is what I saved when I was looking at that. I think this is it right here. These area forecast discussions, they scroll off the web page, but I saved it. Because I was looking at this and I thought, I better save a copy of this because I don't know where the archive of these discussions go, but it's slow flooding from slow moving storms as possible. Let me just back. This is July the 3rd, 1:41 p.m. at Texas time. Let's see now. The substantial plume of moisture is streaming north. It's coming from the south, streaming north up there into Texas. And see here, the precipitable waters values as high as 2.4 inches, and it's near a daily high values. So that's what kind of got my attention when I was reading this discussion and saw that precipitable water near daily highs. It's over 2 inches, and that's kind of got my attention. But anyway, let's come down here. Here's the 5 to 7 inches could materialize if storms begin to cluster. Keep this in mind. I referenced this several times in my video, and I'm going to calculate the stage there at Hunt for 7 inches, and I'm going to show you why I think the local Kerr County people were, well, I think they should have been more aware of what the potential damage could be. So okay, that's the discussion. Let me show you the hydrologic discussion. I've got it here too. Let's see. The hydrologic discussion, if you go over there to the archive, and they've got a drop-down calendar right here. Let me see if I can. July the 3rd. This is the area discussion. The date. This is Thursday. About 6 o'clock Texas time is when this came out, and here's potential impacts, especially at low water crossings. Locally considerable flash flood and urban flash flooding is possible. The magnitude suggests potentially local considerable impacts. Let's see, and I believe they said it's, let me see what's the, see, potential hydrologic spot where the heaviest rainfalls develop. So they were, that's the hydrologic discussion, and they were concerned about that. Let me get back to my, I'm going to get back to my notes. That was the hydrologic discussion. The Weather Prediction Center, let me get here, I got it. Now I saved this. It scrolls off too. I believe it scrolls off. But see, this is 6 o'clock Texas time on July the 3rd. And see, they were concerned about this too. See, training storms 3 inches per hour likely can cause flash flooding. And see, there's the wind that's coming up from the south. That soil moisture, tropical moisture. There's Texas right here. Let me show you now. This is that area of concern, and there's Kerr County right here. This in right there. This is Bandera County, and this is Kendall County. When we talk about the Bandera, Kerr, and Kendall County. And let me just scroll down here because I believe it's even more alarming. Is see right here, this could produce rainfall rates greater than 3 inches per hour. It's approaching from the south, so they should be looking at where the rainfall is coming. And let's see now. It's in the precipitable water. It's in the 99th climatological percentile there. So they've got some really moist air, and they're concerned about it. And I believe it's, let's see here now, atmosphere support, not just potential, but for backbuilding and training thunderstorms that have little problem causing flash flooding. Locally considerable flash flooding this evening is possible. See, now they were concerned about, and this is the National Weather Service right here. If those people from Kerr County could have looked at the Weather Prediction Center, they might could have had a different outcome. That was now I made a satellite video. I went to the archive, and this is July the 3rd, and I got the GOES 19 satellite. This is band 14. That this is here. Kerr County is right about here, and this is July the 3rd, and the moisture's coming up from the Gulf. There it is, blowing up right here. Now Kerr County's right about here, and you can see the clouds. Now, if now, NOAA has several models. Now, if you were kind of wanted to model what's going on right here, that's a whole lot. I mean, look at all this stuff going on right here that you got to model. Let's see, now the gauges, now this is what I was looking at, the gauges in Kerr County. These are the USGS gauges. Let me just show you. You can get the data from the USGS gauges from all over the United States. And this is the Guadalupe at Hunt. This is the station right here. Let me just show you. They've got this is the data that's available. Let's see now. They got the gauge height. The period of record is 2007 to the present, and they got discharge in cubic feet per second, and that starts in 1991. And it goes to the present. And they've got the cumulative inches, and that's what I've got here as well, the rainfall inches right there. I think that's a 5-minute gauge. I'd have to go back and look. But anyway, let me kind of scroll down just a little bit. They've got a map down here. And let me kind of show you what I'm... They've got several USGS gauges. This is Kerr County. That's Hunt. That's the gauge I'm looking at right here. This is the North Fork of the Guadalupe. This is the South Fork. This is that river goes to Kerrville. There's Johnson Creek. They've got a gauge at Johnson Creek. That's a gauge at Bear Creek, at Kerrville. And then they've got a gauge over there at the airport. Now, Hunt, this is Camp Mystic It's approximately right here. It's that first little jog in that stream, the North Fork, the South Fork. That's about 6 miles from Hunt. And then the river end is the next jog in the river right here. So if you hear Camp Mystic or the river end, that's where those are. All right, I'm going to get back to the top. So let me get back to my notes here. So I was going to show you the gauges in Kerr County. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's the gauges applied to the stage and rainfall at Hunt, the North Fork stage, Kerrville, and at Bear Creek, and that's what these are. The precipitation, that's on my right side of the screen, the graph, and my stage is on the left side. And I'm going to kind of zoom in here. This is the precip right here, and that's at Hunt. And this is that stream gauge at Hunt right here. Now this is the North Fork gauge, the stream gauge, and the one at Bear Creek, and then here it is at Kerrville. That's the Kerrville gauge. Now I was listening. Let me blow it up and zoom in just a little bit more right here, because I was watching the news, and a lot of this was not making sense to me. The Kerrville city manager, he was out there jogging along the Guadalupe and he finished his run at 4 o'clock in the morning, and he was not seeing anything, no flooding there in the river, and but in the meantime, the National Weather Service was kicking off those flash flood warnings right here, and so that did not make sense to me. And there it said 5:15. That's when the river started rising there at Kerrville. So didn't make sense of this. So what I did, and this is the same graph, but I shaded in the National Weather Service warnings. The first warning came at about 11:41, just before midnight on July the 4th. There's July the 4th at midnight. The second, and that was for Bandera County. So they should have been looking to the south. The flow was coming up there to you. It's from Bandera County up to Kerr County. So they should have been looking at monitoring the situation. And then the National Weather Service put out a flash flood warning for Kerr County. That was I believe that was a little after 1 o'clock, 1:15. I believe that's 1:15. And then around 3:30 or so, they started, the National Weather Service was just kicking out those flood warnings. And then about a little after 4 o'clock in the morning, that's when they said the extreme or exceptional warning, and warning everybody to get out of the way. But see, that city manager, the Kerrville city manager, he was jogging along the river here in Kerrville, at Kerrville, didn't see all that, and he had his warnings turned off on his cell phone, so he couldn't hear all the warnings that were kicking off from the National Weather Service. Let's see now. So I plotted the stage at Hunt. That's what the next graph is. You'll see right here, this is that data from USGS. the gauge height is from 2007 to the present, and the discharge is, that's CFS. That goes from 1991 to the present. Now I wanted to look at the gauge height back here during this period. So what I did, got me a simple model with polynomial regression. Got me a model, and compared my model with the observed stage, and this is my residual. I plotted the residual down here, and as long as I could get the residuals within a couple of inches of the observed stage, that's good enough for me. See right here, these are my. I zoomed in and got the residuals. This is what I'm talking about right here. So it's within a couple, 2 or 3 inches, plus or minus 2 or 3 inches. Now that's good enough for my purposes, because what I did, I used my model. So here's my model from 2007 with the stage, and then I used my regression equation to get the height of the stage from 1991. And what jumped out to me was, look at this right here. From 2007, I did not see, it looked like something happened there in 2007. There's a whole bunch of smaller, well, those aren't small, but floods there. And that kind of jumped out at me. So I don't know what happened there in 2007, if the weather changed or if they had something changed there in the stream. You know, a hydrologist could probably tell us what that was. But that's what okay, that's the main thing I was on the graphs that I wanted to show you. I've got a few more, but that's if you don't want to watch the rest of the video, that's mainly what I was talking about. All right, I think I showed the discussion. The moisture streaming from the south, monitor development moving north is what I would, if I was an emergency manager, I think that's probably what I would do. And so recall the Kendall County Emergency Management, they had the same info and they were monitoring the situation. Say there's the hydrologic discussion, I showed that. You can have typical. The National Weather Service, they run an ensemble of models, and they're modeling gases that are in motion around the Earth. And I've got they've got a kind of an overview of that. And I think let me see if I got it over here. Oh, here it is. And let's go to page, I think it's page 15. They've got a model, well, several models, and they put it all in the grid. There's the surface of the Earth is on one grid, and then the atmosphere, they've got a grid here that goes up, so they get a horizontal grid and a vertical. And there's a whole bunch of processes here that are occurring on the Earth, and they're trying to model this. Now, they're not going to be able to tell you exactly what's going to happen. Let me go here to page 41. Now this is an example of what I'm talking about here. This is these are an ensemble of models, and this was and the reason I chose this was a page there. I mean, an event on 2023, and this kind of because it shows Texas where there are several different outcomes of those models, and it kind of depends on how the different grid spacings of the models, the initializations, and they're going to give you a range of possibilities, but they can't tell you which one of these is going to happen a day from now, well, 6 hours from now. And now that's the models. Let me get here to my notes. Yeah, because this is hurricane season. Yeah, this is one of those hurricane models. This was for Hurricane Florence. And they'll have like 3 dozen different models modeling a hurricane, and those, you've seen those spaghetti plots before. You don't know which one is going to. I mean, it's just a range of possibilities. They're not going to be initializing all the parameters. They're going to be averages of parameters. Let's see now. Yeah, let me show you this right here. Let me just show you what they're modeling. If you hadn't seen them, if you hadn't ever seen that. Let's see now. Oh, here it is. Let me get over here. Now this is National NOAA clouds. Now this right here is what they're modeling. Now see, this is from a view from 38,000 feet. That's 7 miles high. They got your grid, your vertical grid, 1 kilometer grid, and there, see all of these gases right here, 7 miles high. They're kind of simulating, and I mean there's no way you can predict that cloud from what 12 hours ago. And same thing, let me show you this right here. That's the clouds. Now, so this is the Texas Hill Country. Let me just kind of show you the Texas Hill Country. Wikipedia has a thing right here. Let me show you then this is the Earth right here. And this is the surface of the Earth. And this is in Bandera County. See right here, look at those hills right here. All that terrain right there. And they're putting a grid on the surface of the Earth, and you got one value for the elevation, temperature, pressure, solar radiation, long wave in, short wave in, long wave out, ET. Let me just, I think they got several pictures right here. See right here? Yep. There's more, the hill country right here. All of this right here on the surface of the Earth. You got all this stuff going on right here on the surface of the Earth. So that's, you got the clouds and the surface that's just going to, they're not going to be able to tell you exactly what that is. Now let me just show you the physics, the source code. I mentioned the Fortran source code. Let me show you that right here. The NOAA, they've got their one of their weather models. It's on the GitHub, and we'll be looking at. Let me just show you the physics package right here. They got it on GitHub. You can see the source code for yourself. Let me just kind of scroll down here. The physics package right here. Just kind of mash that. And physics. And radiation. And right here, clouds. So that F Fortran files here. Now you can kind of scroll through here and look at the Fortran source code, and they've got the inputs for the cloud routine right here, and this is just like one grid point. You got to know all of these parameters right here going in. And if you kind of scroll through there, there's a number of people have contributed to the source code, to this model, going back, what, 30 years, 40 years. And they've got a number of just average parameters, like the default ice crystal sizes. And I mean, there's going to be, if you just look at the Fortran source code, I mean, and then they'll have, let me kind of scroll on down a little bit. They've got, see where it is. So they've got several different cloud routines, cloud models. So within their model, they've got several different models to look at for the clouds. And not only that, but you got to have, I mean, there's radiation. Let's see, all of this right here. Did I go past it? Anyway, this is, I mean, you've got all this right here. So you've got low, mid, and high clouds that you got to take into account too. So anyway, that's the Fortran that I wanted to show you. If you have never seen these models before, that's yeah. There's the hill country. Let's see now. Let me pause this right. All right, I think I showed that. Those are my graphs there. The Camp Mystic, that's about 10 miles, 6 miles from Hunt. Let me kind of scroll on down. Where am I at right here? The Jada Floyd lawsuit. Yeah, now I was kind of interested, at the times of those warnings. I shaded that USGS graph. I shaded that. There's, yeah, considerable. Not only did they have that flash flood, let me get over here. So this warning, not only did they say it, give that flash flood thing, but they said a considerable tag on that thing. The first, in the Senate hearing, the first 911 call came in from the River Inn. They had some National Weather Service gave more flash flood warnings. The sheriff, Sheriff Letha, he was in the hearing. People on the roof at 3:30. The two little girls. That's when the 911 call came in. And the first call from Camp Mystic came in at 3:57. And there's the flash flood emergency from the National Weather Service. Let's see now. Yeah, there's some more. Now the sheriff of Kerr County, I don't think he understands much about the National Weather Service. But see, the National Weather Service, they don't have any gauges out there, and the National Weather Service called to ask about those bridges there on those roads, but the sheriff, he was kind of talking with Discusk about National Weather Service, but see, they need that information to warn others. And Letha, he was kind of shaking his head. That's kind of, have I got this right here? Let me show you that. I'll show you the time. I'll show you my notes anyway at the end. The other, Verdale mentioned his brother was a cop in Kerrville. The locals, yeah, Burdell, he said, you mentioned don't point the fingers. Locals know the river, but if you compare Kerr County with Kendall County, they have Kerr County and Kendall County. They both have a similar population, but it was just seems obvious that the Kerr County preparation was terrible. And they just, in the hearings, it's just obvious from these hearings. And then the Kerr County people, they're sitting at the table pointing finger at the National Weather Service. Now the Kerr County judge, he's the head of the emergency management, and they kind of asking about the judge where his whereabouts were on July the 4th. And the Kerr County judge, he was at Lake Travis. He got a call to wake his butt up there. The sheriff, all those 911 calls were coming in, but the sheriff was not around. He was asleep, and he was notified at 4:20. The Kerr County Emergency Management. Now he was on sick leave, approved sick leave, so he was not available. He was awakened about 5:30 in the morning. The mayor, he was not aware of the state's calls, and the Kerrville City emergency manager, he retired on July the 2nd, and then the Kerrville City manager, now he was on an NBC News short right there, and that's where he was talking about his weather alerts were turned off on the cell phone, and he was jogging along the river there, and he was saying it's a moot point. Well, Kerrville City or Kerr County has experts. No, I think what he's talking about is the Texas Department of Emergency Management. Because Kendall County, they have access to the same experts as Kerr County, and there were no deaths or fatalities in Kendall County. And their basic plan, the county judge, he was away at Lake Travis. The county emergency management coordinator, he was on sick leave. The mayor, he didn't see the email. The Kerrville City emergency coordinator, he retired. The Kerrville City manager, he was jogging on with the warnings turned off. And the county sheriff, he was asleep. And let me show you. I've got the basic plan. Let me show you that right here. Let's see here. Have I got I think it's over here on this side. I've got it here somewhere. Let me see here. Oh, here's the basic plan right here. The Kerrville basic plan right here, and I believe it was on page 18. Executive group right here for the emergency management programs. The judge, mayors, city managers, and the emergency management coordinators. And then see right here in Kerr County, where were they? Well, looks like I'm not sure I don't think they were monitoring the situation. From what I can tell, nobody from Kerr County or the Kerrville City join those statewide calls. There's the calls from the, and then let's see. I think I went through that. There's emergency. Yeah, the city manager finished his job. Yeah, now see, yes, I just don't understand how, well, yeah, showed that. Now, this is what was available to Kerr County. There are 6 USGS strain gauges. There's 24 Texas Meson-Net rain gauges from Texas. They're on the web page there. The Guadalupe Blanco River Authority, they have a web page with all of these gauges in there. There are several dozen weather underground gauges, and from I can understand, nobody in Kerr County was monitoring the gauges and instruments that were already built. And see, here's the other, the National Weather Office. They've got a web page, the forecast discussion, the hydrologic discussion, the Weather Prediction Center, the USGS web page, the Guadalupe, and then the Comal County engineer has her own web page. And she was looking at the gauges. She's got the Kerr County stream gauges on her page, and she was looking at as it was coming down the Guadalupe. Yeah, contrast that with Kendall County. Now, it would be worthwhile for you to watch this July the 31st Texas hearing there, because Stewart, they were watching the flood warning in Bandera County. They were monitoring the river gauges. They activated at 4 a.m. And see, look at this. That city manager, he was jogging along the river with his warnings turned off, and they were activating there at Kendall County. Kendall County, they started their phone alerts, and they were fully activated. Now I downloaded the satellite image. I showed that. There's some more satellite images. I'll get through that. Now there are numerous USGS, NOAA, FEMA, state publications on those Texas floods. If you don't want to be flooded, do not build or live in a floodplain. There's that publication. That's a comprehensive publication. Let me just show you that one right there. It's this one right here. Generates flood myths. And let's see, let me go to page 22. And so they have a table for the major floods on the Guadalupe. And I counted 40 major floods that they've got here in this table. So, I'm guessing the locals should be aware that the river's going to flood out there. Flash flood. Here's the Jada Floyd lawsuit right here. Let me just show you that. Let's see here now. The Jada Floyd lawsuit, and I believe it was page 4, number 14. There's they just scraped that RV part clean. Let's see, if they were paying adequate attention to the flooding, they knew or should have known be life-threatening warnings were, but they ignored those warnings there. I mean, they had a history of it. the National Weather Service was putting all that information out, but the local people were ignoring it, from what I can tell. Let's see now. The time of the day, that's what I was kind of interested in. That's one reason why I did this graph. I wanted to see what the time of the day was that those floods occurred, and they kind of occur all during the year. I don't think they occur in, there's not many, well, they occur, well, pretty much all during the year, at all times of the day is what I was figuring out there. Let's see. Now, I used a spreadsheet to develop me a polynomial regression equation. Just plug in the CFS and get the stage. And for my residual, just subtract the observed stage from my model. That's what my equation looks like right here. You just take the natural log of CFS and plug it in, and you get the stage in feet. And there's my R squared right here, my R squared for that equation. This is not how USGS does this. They've got a rating curve or equation, and it changes over time. But I was not all that interested in doing that. I just want a quick approximate stage. Let me pause this right here. All right, let's see now those stage, it can map to different CFS over time. Now, and also that gauge at Hunt, it was a 15-minute gauge, and they changed to a 5-minute gauge in 2019. Let's see. Now, this is easy. Let me just show you. I use ALK. If you ALK programming language. That's a small language, easy to learn, and it's got associative arrays in there, so a lot of things are easy to do. Let me just kind of show you what I got right here. This is on one of my little single board computers. I got it running on a single board computer. Let me see here now. Let me get back to my. This is what the data looks like. These are tab separated parameters, values. See that here, there's a 15-minute gauge. That's a 15-minute gauge back in 2007. Let me go do the tail. And it changed to a 5-minute gauge. And I did some simple data checks, look for duplicate values. It's easy to look for duplicate values with ALK. And let me show you my ALK program. Again, those are tab separated columns. I'm looking for that USGS. These are tokens. The token 1 is USGS 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I just made me the variables. You can use the $5 or the $7 there, but I kind of wanted to be a little more readable. This right here, it checks for, make sure those are numeric values, and then it checks to make sure the values are greater than 0. And see right here, all has these associative arrays, and see, I'm using those values right there as my index into those arrays, and I'm keeping a sum of the stages for that CFS. I count them, and then at the end of the program, I just print the average of there's a CFS and the average stage for that CFS, and that's what that is doing. And let's just run that program. All right, and see, there's my stage. I'm sorry, that's my CFS, and that's the average stage for that CFS. And you just import your into a spreadsheet, put your polynomial regression on there, and then that's what I did. Now, I've never had a university course in hydrology, but I can read some of the publications, and I'm just using high school math. I'm not very smart, and so let me just kind of show you why I think why these Kerr County people were well. Let me there's the page 392. Let me get to page 392. This is they did some simulations, and they used the NOAA Atlas 14 precipitation for Texas, and you kind of scroll on down. All right, here's the for the 1 hour rainfall depths, the 100-year return period. See, and here's here's the South Fork. There's the North Fork. There's Hunt is right here. That's Johnson Creek, and I believe that's Kerrville right here. I believe that's Kerrville. Kerrville. That's what I'm. Oh, and look at the rainfall right here for 1 hour. That's what I was really interested in. What's the 100-year rate there for that? And I think they got it for 3 hours. Yeah, this is for 3 hours here on the South Fork right here. Look, I believe 6.5 to 7 inches for 100-year 3-hour rainfall. See, now that right there, don't that kind of jump back at you? 7 inches. And what was the National Weather Service saying? 7 inches. And all right, here's the for the 6 hour. See right here? There's the South Fork right there, and really the watershed there at or the basin there at for the Guadalupe. They've got these so that what this is they got a model, and they broke up the Guadalupe River basin into smaller basins, and they run their model on all these sub basins, and this is what this is overlaying their the rainfall atlas. Now, see, the reason why this is so important is so once I get the National Weather Service has said 5 to 7 inches, I can just plug it into my equation. Let me show you this right here now. Yeah. Now I can just plug that into my equation. Let me just show you. Let me show you this right here. Here's my spreadsheet, and let me kind of get ahead of myself right here. Let me get to page, is it 412? Let me get back over there. Page 412. All right, here's our, here's our summary of discharges. So if they've got a 100-year rainfall, look at this right here, the 100-year rainfall, and oops, let's see now, I need to be looking at the South Fork at Hunt. That's where I made my regression equation, and I just plug in 167,000 into that equation. Well, that's CFS right there. Oops. Let's see if I can do it the other way. That's the value I'm looking at right there. And if I go over here to my spreadsheet, and this is my model. Uh, 167,000 CFS for that 100 year. All right, look at this right here. So there's my model. There's the little regression equation, and the stage is predicting the stage at 31.9 feet. Well, that's almost 32 feet right there, and that's just an estimate, my estimate anyway, right here. And so if we go let me show you the flood impact, and this is let me see if I got it out here. It may be over here. Oops. I've got it on this other page over here. Here it is. The flood impact at the Guadalupe at Hunt. Just kind of scroll on down. Here it is, the flood impact. 32 feet. Disastrous, life-threatening floods. Many homes and businesses in Kerrville will flood. Now, see, let me see right here. Now, I have no training in hydrology, university course, but I can read that report, do my little simple regression equation, and then calculate what, see that 7 inches, that the National Weather Service, the National Weather Service, I mentioned it several times. If they would have if Kerr County would have just plugged in their simple equation there, they could see that the flood impact is going to be disastrous, life-threatening. Kendall County, they prepped for this. Yes, I'm not doing a mass balance. I just want to get within 2 or 3 inches there. Now, I thought it was kind of interesting too that 1979 publication. And what was I looking at here? Oh yeah, page 82. I wanted to see what the times were for that flood. See, there's that disastrous flood right here. Yeah, so I wanted to look at the times. Yeah, look, see, this is August the 2nd in 1978. Look, 2:30 in the morning, San Antonio, there was extended flash flood warnings. 2:30. See, they're sending out notices there. 5 o'clock in the morning. Because I was interested, I wanted to see what time the flood, those major floods were on the Guadalupe. See, similar. There's like similar times out there. 5 o'clock in the morning. They called the Kerr County Sheriff. So that's what I thought was interesting. Let's see. Let me just show you some of the National Weather Service. They've got their bulletins right here, and this was at 5:15 in the morning, 1978. Everyone encouraged to get out of the way from the at once in Kerr County. Let's see, kind of the same thing at that other publication. Let me just show you right quickly right here. This is the other flood, the other major flood they had. And if you look, I just wanted this map right here. This was in 1987, and look here. See, they kind of got a similar rainfall right here. It was this one in 2025. It was more of it on the South Fork right here, but this one in 1987 was more on the North Fork, and they had similar precipitation values. And let me just show you this too. You kind of scroll on down. Let me just scroll on down a little bit. Yeah, the warnings. See, 1 o'clock in the morning, they start issuing those warnings. 2:45, 3:45. So kind of similar to what the flood they just had back in July. Life-threatening flood right here. I think they had greater than the 1978 flood. Anyway, I was curious about the time of the flood right there. Those major floods. They've got a number of publications on those Guadalupe River floods. And that's just the Guadalupe, and they've got several rivers out there that do the same thing. Let's see. Now, now at one time, Kerrville, they did have an alarm. Let me just show you. Let me get back to my thing right here. What page? Page 27. Yeah, right here. Let's see now. They had flash flood sensors in several miles upstream. The only flash flood on the upper Guadalupe River was in Kerr County. And the sensor was at Ingram, and the alarm was at the police department in Kerrville. So they did. That's 1978. So back then they had an alarm. And page 109. Let me just show you. 106, I think. Oh. Yeah, let's see now. The National Weather Service assisted them on their alarm system in Kerrville. See right there, doing maintenance on the flash flood in Kerrville. And that was 1978 right there. They had some problems with it, but yeah, here's the in the 1978 flood, it did sound off. So there it is right there, 5 to 7 inches of rain. That kind of jumped out at me too. See, if I saw this back in 1978 publication, and this is 2025, and I saw that same thing again, I think I'd, want to monitor the conditions closely. But they don't know if that alarm sounded off again when it was in early in the morning time. Let's see, 5 to 7 inches of rain. I mean, if I saw that in these publications, I think if I was in Kerr County, I think I'd be kind of paying a little bit more attention and not sleeping so much. It moves slowly there. Let's see now. Yeah, this is while we're here, let me go to page 1. Yeah, let's see now. Yeah, here's that was that thing where it's you could kill 100 more people if under similar conditions, and that's what happened in Kerr County. Now this is what I think life-saving actions by public officials and others were generally not taken until the flood waters actually became a real threat. Yeah, that's kind of sounds like Kerr County to me. And see, they don't have the skill to say, here comes the storm of 2 or 3 centuries. But that's just not going to happen. That's just wishful thinking to think the National Weather Service is going to tell you exactly what the weather is going to be tomorrow. Let's see now. Let me. I need to try to finish this up here. It's getting too long. Let's see. There's just numerous publications have the same thing. The National Weather Service. I think I did have. Oh wait. I did save the those watches from the National Weather Service. I think I did save those. There's the 1115 radar picture right there, building up there in Bandera County. There's the first flash flood warning. There it is right there, and then the rainfall. See, it's building up from the south going north, and Kerrville. I would guess somebody at Kerr County kind of should have been watching this. They were at Kendall County right here. 2 to 3 inches per hour. And then there's that, they issued that flash flood warning. There it is right there. There's the box in the radar. That's the radar picture there. That radar estimated rainfall, and that's it right there, some kind of on the South Fork. Oh yeah, and here's these flood watch boxes right here. They're moving up north. That's kind of what they were saying in the National Weather Service area discussion. So let me get out of here. Now, Comal County, they have a web page of those Guadalupe River gauges, and they were looking at those gauges down there in Comal County. You just search for Comal County engineer, and you can see those gauges on that page. And I could not find anywhere where Kerr County was monitoring these gauges that they already have. NOAA Weather Radio. Kamal County, they have a sensor there. Don't have yeah, Kamal County, they paid for a stream sensor down there. And down here, Professor Magman, he's taught engineering, civil engineering at UT Austin. And see, they were, that sensor, they saw the velocity spike there from 2 feet per second to 14 feet per second. And if you go 14 feet per second, I come out with 9.5 miles an hour is what I'm saying. And now those guys at Kerr County, I think they heard that wrong. 17 miles per hour. I think they were saying 7 to 10 miles per hour, and that guy heard it wrong. That's what I'm thinking. 7 to 10 miles an hour, not 17 miles an hour. You can look at that. Let me just show you. Get my graph right here. Well, let me get this other one right here. That's at Hunt, and then this is at Kerrville. Those are 10 miles apart, and that's, that don't look like 17 miles an hour to me. It looks like that 7 to 10 miles an hour. Let me get back to my notes. Interagency. 5 to 7 inches, yeah. Yeah, there's they've already got 25 gauges there in Kerr County. There are several dozen weather underground gauges. You can plot those on one graph and see lag time. Oh, the lag time. Let me just one quickly right here. Lag time is, let's see, page 268. Let's see here now. In this publication, let's go to page 268. And it's got a table right here. Lag time. Let's see if I for the South Fork, 5.5 hours, and now the Mystic is Camp Mystic is about 6 miles upstream from there, so it's I mean, they're going to have not nearly 5.5 hours for that lag time. And now why are they allowing small children to sleep in a flash flood zone? I mean, I'm not an expert, but that's, I don't know, that don't seem, all right, and that's kind of the end of my, this is the end of my the video. I did want to show you my notes right here, the Texas streaming player. If you go to the Texas Senate site, go down there to the, there's the July the 31st one right there. And then I think it's what, the 23rd. And that's what I'm talking about right here. And these are the notes that I made right here. Chief Nim Kid, he talks on that. This is July the 23rd. That's that first video. That's kind of, to me, it was kind of interesting to listen to Chief Kid. Just go to minute 28 and start listening to that right there. Yeah, Chief Kid, he did not mention the flash flood warning at 1242 in Bandera County. I guess he couldn't get everything. Yeah, so he mentions that 5 to 7 inches too. The statewide call. Now, he did not mention, the Chief Kidd did not mention the Weather Prediction Center or the area hydraulic discussion. Heavy rain. Chief Kidd, he has a NOAA weather radio by his bed. Chief Kidd recommends a NOAA radio. This is back in, then skipped about hour 7, Bears Count. That's the board right there. Man, let's see, yeah, wine weight, let's see, mentions, there was, I mean, that, well, just for reference there, Johnson, she's from Houston, and they had 3 consecutive 500-year storms there at Houston, 2015, 2016, and 2017. Notice, yeah, Johnson, she's not playing around. Yeah, this is where they're kind of talking about the Kerr County there. It's kind of worth it to see what they're. I mean, they're talking to the face there in Kerr County. Let's see. This is all my. Yeah. Campbell. She mentions the Kamal County. They pay for their stream sensors. You know, how come Kerr County couldn't pay for stream sensors? Well, how come they're letting little children sleep in a flash flood zone? All right, then there's my notes for July the 31st. It's kind of worth it to watch the first couple of hours here of that Senate hearing. This is Kelly right here. See, he's trying to point fingers at National Weather Service. He's the guy that's at Lake Travis. But no, the National Weather Service, they use an ensemble of models, and they on July the 3rd, there the hydrologic and the Weather Prediction Center, they were saying, there's a possibility of flooding there, but they were not, they're not interested in monitoring the situation there. And let's see now. There's the sheriff. Here's all my notes. Oh, yeah, I'm listening to that thing, and I made me some notes here. Yeah, and these guys at Kerr County, they seem to be confusing flash watches with warnings. I'm not sure. The county judge does that too. This guy here, I mean, he says cell phones are the best method, but it makes no sense because they have large areas where there's no cell phone signal out there. And many people turn their cell phones off at night. Why not know a weather radio? Anyway, and it would be, go down to an hour and 10-minute mark and watch Stelerzi. He's in Kendall County. Let's see, there's all my notes. There's Lethal Heat. The sheriff, he gives you tells you when the calls came in. This is all my other notes here. Yeah, Perry, he mentions all of the Kerr managers were sick, retired, or asleep. I mean, and he's saying this to their face. So, I mean, it's like, it's not something I came up with my own self. Yeah, there's you can't predict the location of a 500-year event. I mean, he's kind of taking it for the National Weather Service too. Oh yeah, if you can get down to say the 3 hour and 28-minute mark where Lieutenant Governor Patrick, he's not playing. And he kind of, he's getting kind of on to the county judge. Let's see. And it's worthwhile too. They had a panel of experts. If you kind of go down to the say about the hour 10, a little after that, where they kind of mention this is where the experts are. You see the flood was forecast. I mean, they were forecasting complacency by the things. But anyway, if you go down to around hour 10:30 or so, 10:30 mark, that's when they have the experts on July the 31st. There, that thing. That's this guy here. Here's the state climatologist. He was really interesting to listen to. The main. Okay, and that's it. That's the end of my video. I wanted to defend the National Weather Service. I cannot see anything they did wrong. That's I think from what I can tell, it's the local people in Kerrville and Kerr County that were did not seem to be monitoring that situation out there. But all right, thank you for watching.